Hey, housewives, come on in. You know the dirty dishes are still in the sink from yesterday and the laundry is still in the basket. Pop your AirPods in and make yourself at home here.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Tori.
And
we are your Unlikely Housewives.
Stepping out in faith and believing that God calls the unlikely, we are here to show you the appreciation and validation you deserve, lead you to authentic relationships, and release you of believing the cultural lies to restore your faith and wellness.
Pull up those high-waisted yoga pants, tighten your top knot, and reheat your coffee for the third time. Turn up the volume, and let's go. Hey, housewives.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm Tori.
I'm Tracy.
And we're your Unlikely Housewives. I had to do it. Welcome back. We are going to talk about something that we all deal with. Oh my gosh. And for the longest time, I thought I was the only one that I was like, how is it that my children are just not happy to see me and cool, calm, and collected when I get them in the car after school? Come to find out, none of them are.
No, how was your day?
Good. It was just like,
I know.
Say what?
I know. And it's those open-ended questions we got to get to.
Yeah. And the conversation, like, so what'd you do? Well, we learned, then we had recess, then we had lunch, and then we had PE. And PE, we did such and such and such. I'm like, I don't care what you did in PE. Like,
yep.
I would like to know that the education we're paying for is actually doing something. But apparently it is. We're just, it's the osmosis.
Yeah.
Version,
the after school is it's a season of its own, just those few hours.
Is it, having the senior, is it like even your senior? Is it the after school hours? I mean,
no,
after school is different.
Yeah. For me, it's not like you.
Is it the elementary and middle school that's just?
Yes, that's the hardest part. Because, high school, they're on their own. Even middle school are kind of on their own. And they choose to do their homework at 8:00 at night, So it's kind of, the elementary one is, there's just no homework though. So that's my thing. My after school is different than yours.
I know.
We don't do homework.
We have homework.
We don't have homework. We do it if we have it.
Yes. No, the Stein family has opted out of homework. That's the parent choice in 2026.
Oh, shoot.
Probably. You could probably say at this point, you could write a letter to the superintendent and be like, I'm sorry, homework is triggering for my child.
Oh,
We're going to choose not to. I don't want them to face it because I think that's fair. No, it is not. Make your children do homework.
Yeah.
And then check their grades to make sure they're turning it in.
Yes, that's a whole nother step. That is a whole nother step.
Holy cow. I just found that out. Oh my gosh, my middle schooler we did a study hall for her first year of middle school. Of course, she has got after school practices and sports and things. And so I'm like, no, look, I'm giving you this time. And she was begrudgingly about it. And, but come to find out, oh, no homework would come home. And I was like, all right, this study hall is actually working. Fantastic. Great. No, come with the report card and you looking to see what the percentage of missing assignments is and late assignments. And I'm like, wait, so there's a disconnect of doing said homework and then turning said homework. And that's two different things.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's just the click of a button in this digital age. It's like, oh, I forgot to submit it. I already have it. I saved it. I just forgot to submit it.
Oh, no. See, mine don't have that. No, there's not a submit.
Yeah, we do.
Do you remember the days when we were on the computer and God forbid you had a report that you were typing up and then you
then you lost the whole thing.
And you lost the whole thing and you were like, no.
Yeah. The automatic save stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, thank you, Microsoft, for the one thing that I liked, the autosave.
Yeah. No, I have very core memories. Sad ones of traumatized memories of losing full papers at 2:00 in the morning when I'm procrastinating, and the crying emails I would email my professors
yeah, that really was before the dog ate my homework thing.
No, that was after.
It was, yes, digitally, but that was the digital version of the dog ate my homework.
There you go.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so your kiddos don't have homework, but still, once you pick them up, and
Yes, there's still activities.
There's still activities. And it's a lot once you get them in the car. No, the best advice that you ever gave me, which I don't know, does that say much about our friendship? That this is the best advice you've ever given me? Or just this? Or am I...
Okay, let's rephrase that.
Okay.
That was some very sound advice that you applied.
Fine. Okay.
That worked.
Yes.
So there's that. I give you advice all the time.
You do.
Maybe you
Okay.
don't
So
receive well.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's putting it into practice.
Yes.
It's the best advice that I've received to put into practice.
There you go.
Okay.
That
all right.
works.
Better. That being said, what that advice is that
she was coming home from school, texting me.
I wasn't.
No.
My children were.
She was driving her children home from school and texting me lots of emojis and maybe some bad words, very frustrated at the just unraveling of children. And she'd asked a question and the response was very disrespectful. And then it led into tears and just all this frustration. And I was like, just on the way from home from school, I'm like, girl, don't you know that all your kids need is sometimes just a snack and to take a poop? That's it. Give them a minute. I don't have that time. Then ask the questions you need to ask.
And that has changed everything, because now very much it's like, how fast can I get food in my children's body? So much so that we have a routine on Wednesdays that we actually stop and get said snack food right after school. There's not even going home first. There's just go get snack food. And then, because that's a whole other thing. But you're right. They're a lot happier. Which also, am I not giving them enough food to eat at lunch, or are they just... because I go back and forth on that too. It's like you had so much food. Like, did you not eat it? Or they didn't have enough. They were talking too much.
I was just going to say, the talking, the distractions, maybe had to walk a friend to the bathroom, or, like there's always some things like, I didn't have time. So there's part of that.
Okay. All right. Well, then that makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not starving my children at the lunch period.
No, it doesn't matter how much food my kids have eaten. When they come home from school, they just all want to eat.
Okay. So like almost like a comfort thing also, possibly.
Well, that's your third, their third meal. And then come dinner, they're not very hungry.
I was going to say, there have been a few times where I've like, screw it. We're having dinner at 4:30.
Yes. Sometimes you have to do that.
And I'm just like, no, this is it. And then at 8:00 when you're hungry again, you go into the kitchen without me. Yeah. I'm not helping.
Yep.
What have you found besides just feeding them and making sure that they go to the bathroom in the after school chaos? What else have you done that has helped you?
Well, more recently, it's because my kids are older. It's just giving them more grace and more space. I think sometimes we think, and even when they're little, that they need to come home and just get it done before they get distracted. And it's a long day for kids, whether you're in elementary school or you're in high school. 7 hours is a long day. They just want to come home and be in their safe place and just veg and unwind and go do whatever. And, not come home to do this. And so once they all have like a good 30 minutes, maybe an hour, then we can reconvene and be like, okay, what do you need? What do you need for homework? What do you need for school tomorrow? Here's where you got to go for practice tonight. Here's what time dinner is. And then they receive it so much better.
But what if the activities, what if they have the time for downtime? Okay, you give them that 30, 45 minutes, and then it's immediately into practice. I feel like, no, before practice, we needed to know the things that we needed to do before, like the homework.
Yeah, well, and that's going to be based on kid to kid, because I know mine's going to respond better. Basically, all of them are going to respond better if they do it after practice.
Okay. Mine are just exhausted after practice. They're
I know.
That is not a productive attitude. I don't know if you know that or not.
That doesn't perform results.
Yeah, somehow. I can't imagine why. But the other thing that you and I have discussed recently too is dinner. Apparently, our families would like to eat every single day.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That should have been a class in school or college of like, okay, for the rest of your life, your family's going to ask you what's for dinner, and you need to be prepared to answer this.
And I think we used to do. Years ago, we used to do such a better job, because I remember we would all be talking about, oh, we're having this, or oh, we're having that. It's once your kids started having opinions about food.
Yeah.
That's when it changed for us.
I think so.
And they're older. And it's not in a bad thing because they have preferences, which is great. They know what they love. They know what they don't, like, and again, yes, mothers, you have control. But this message is for the worn out Christian mama who is saying, Lord, please just put dinner on my table tonight without me having to think about it. Right.
Yes.
So our tip, whether it be successful or not, we try, 50% of the time, is to have the decision made before 4 p.m. That is our new rule.
I almost say before 2 because...
Well, yeah, because you got to go do pickup.
I got to go do pickup. And then you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Okay, we can say before 2.
Yeah.
Or the younger ones that have that earlier. But yeah, it's true. Like I can't, once they're home and we're doing all the things and I'm like, I can't think. There's like a real decision fatigue that happens for mamas between 5 and 9.
Yeah.
Like if the things weren't decided before, we're going through the drive-through. It's turned off. We're going through a drive-through.
Yeah. And even too on like the nights, like I'm trying to think of like, okay, what kid has practice when? And so then it's the meal shift, right? And then, because without fail, the nights that I do cook, somebody's not going to eat it. Husband had a late lunch, so he's not really hungry. And then come 9 o'clock, he's sitting in, having his relaxed time, watching the show before bed and having cheese and crackers. And one kid ate tacos and the other one was like, I just want fruit. And then didn't. And then I have all these leftovers and I'm like, okay, well, we'll have leftovers tomorrow night. And then it's meh. And then I try to make something else and it just becomes a thing. And then I feel like by Friday, I'm throwing out tons of food that my family did not consume. But I'm not the only one.
No, you were not.
Okay. You throw out food too.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Only when my husband's gone, so he doesn't see how much of a waste it is.
That's good.
Good advice.
That's also like sneaking out kids' artwork and schoolwork. Yes. Like you're smuggling it out of the house because they're like, where's that one piece of paper I did in kindergarten that had all the, and you're like, I have
Filed
no
it
idea.
away for later.
I have no idea. Yes, that's the husband. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, because it is. Once they start emptying the Tupperware, you're like, whoa, how long has that been in there? What?
And then they're just shaming you at that point.
Right. And it's almost like they hit the Tupperware on the trash can to knock it out with just every look. Like, bam, 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 bam. And they're just looking at you like, well, that meal didn't work, did it? And you're like,
You're like, I'm making that for you on Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. I make 4 things. Guess what?
Yes, that is true.
Okay, but you also, and I actually tried this last night, the restful routine of what you like to have in your kitchen. So mornings are a little bit easier.
Yes, I prefer, and this is, again, this isn't every night, and it's because of activities and how many times I had to run my dishwasher that day. But if my dishwasher's, I usually run it every night before bed. So my kitchen is clean. I set my coffee, turn it on, know exactly where my robe is, my slippers, and I go to bed so that when I wake up, I get my slippers on, my robe, I go down, I make my coffee, and I get in my Jesus chair every morning without fail.
And see, that's so good. I'm not that morning person.
Yeah. And then I'm really mad at myself if I didn't make the coffee the night before because I was too tired. But surprisingly, sometimes my husband will do it for me when he sees that I forgot to make it. So, he's a gentleman.
Does he drink the coffee as well? Okay, so it's also self-serving.
Well, yes, but he also knows my preferences.
Got it.
Otherwise, he would make it every morning. He doesn't need it like right when he wakes up.
Oh,
he's totally fine with it. But no, me, I need to come down and I smell the coffee and I pour my cup.
Yeah, I have figured out the delay brew button on my coffee maker.
Yep, that's what I do.
It is.
And he'll ask, I'll be like, do you need it for 5, 6, or 7?
There you go. The time. Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yep. What kid's waking up and when?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Well, but you're right. It makes, so last night kids were at practice and while they were away, I was able to clean said kitchen and then have all of the items to make dinner out. And then everything was out. I ate while they were gone. So I was less stressful and happy since I wasn't hangry.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's just make that statement. Mamas, just eat when you're hungry. Don't wait until everybody sat down because then by the time you do, you're starving.
Right. And then nobody's happy. And so I had everything out. And then like I had a little bit more energy to put everything away when they were all done. And then the kitchen was there were only a few things to wash and rinse off and put in the dishwasher. And then this morning when we came down to make lunches, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I
How
do
about
have
that?
the kitchen island, but this is new.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this space in a while.
Yep.
So no, I'm trying that. We'll see how that, do you find that your family is the kitchen island where your family dumps everything, no matter
Yes.
what?
Yes.
They see an empty space and then they throw up everything that they have on the kitchen island.
Yeah. And I don't know why the kitchen island, like I have created some ownership in it. Like that island is mine.
That's good.
Like it should be clean
Right.
because I'm the one who cleans it.
Right.
And so I make it very apparent when there's stuff on my counter.
Do you passive aggressively slide things off the onto the
Nope.
floor?
I put them in spaces where either they can't find them, so they have to ask me where was it. And I'm like, oh, it was on my counter, so I had to move it. Oh no, I put it there because that's where it should have gone. Or I just yell at them up the stairs and say, get out here and clean up the kitchen counter.
That's good. I put
Great advice right there.
Or it is. It is yelling at children. I approve. I put things on the stairs, and apparently nobody
could
looks
sit
at
there for a week.
It can. It's
A month.
amazing how long they don't need things when you put them on the stairs, and
That's
how long
true.
they can go without them. I'm half tempted to put a toothbrush there and see what happens.
Ew. Because then they're not brushing their teeth.
We'll see, won't we? Because they're like, I mean, you put their phone there on the stairs. Maybe
they'll find it.
They'll find it.
They'll
so
find
you
it.
put it underneath all the laundry or the shoes that they need to take up to the room. And so they have to take it with them.
Funny
maybe.
that you would have a phone to put there.
I know.
Mine don't even. That's attached to them.
It's
Would never
true.
be sat down for me to find it.
That's true. Yes, it is. It does become an appendage,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Mhm.
We've given into that.
Okay, before we wrap up though, let's talk about when you're in the 5 to 9 time frame.
Yes,
Mamas can sometimes have meltdowns in those windows.
that's what wine is for.
No,
No, is that
no, bad
That's-
advice.
Okay, sorry.
That
Sorry,
may
that's
be what,
not- that
what
was
we
not
have
the
used it a
answer.
lot for in that time.
Yes.
I recommend a cup of tea. That's what I've swapped to in my, old wise age. Used to be wine often, but it never worked. It just relaxed and then made me angrier. And then
It's
I couldn't
true.
sleep. It always messes with your sleep cycle. It's just never good. But I like to have a little something when I'm cooking or when I'm relaxing or I'm unwinding. And so instead of wine glass, I have my tea. I have a coffee mug.
Do you do iced tea or do you do hot
No, I do hot tea.
tea?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have a preference on tea flavor?
Gosh,
Peppermint?
It
Or
depends on my mood and what I'm needing. I have lots of teas, all caffeine free.
I was going to
post
say
to 2
you only have
p.m.
to do
Yeah.
decaf, don't you?
Yeah. So it's like chamomile or spearmint or peppermint or dandelion root or hibiscus. I mean, I do.
Wow, you're
I have a
fancy.
whole drawer now.
Oh, she's all fancy.
Mhm.
She's got all
Yeah.
the things. Now, how do you boil the water?
I have an electric
Kettle?
kettle. Thank you.
So you just plug it in?
Plug it in. Click the button.
Very nice.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've got one that sits on the stove that is used maybe once a month.
Yeah.
That just
I
takes up
used to
space.
do that. And it was always, it's hot and kids can't use it. The electric one is fantastic. I mean, it's hot at the
Oh.
base, but they can still hold the handle. They make their own hot cocoa and just, different things that way when they want to. So
Yeah.
that's why I got it.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Making kids more independent.
Yes. But
Do your own stuff.
we do want to realize, we just wanted to acknowledge that those times are hard. You're trying to put your kids to bed. Sometimes it doesn't go well.
No, and I will even acknowledge too that and I have to remember this is where the patience and the perspective comes in, is that these years
Mhm.
are, I would say easier than the toddler witching hour years,
Mhm.
where that was like 3 to 7.
Yeah.
And that was a really long period of time
Mhm.
waiting for dad to get home and then dinner. And what do you do in that time? So if that's the stage you're in, it gets better. That's not, I know that doesn't sound convincing, but it does.
Well, I think the rule applies during every one of those seasons. Like, as you don't have to be so rigid that if you get off of routine, it's everything, goes to the wayside. But simple routines actually help in those seasons too.
Yeah.
Whether it's bath at 4:00 to get through that like long time. Usually you're waiting to take the bath after dinner, but take the bath before dinner.
Yes.
And calm them down and get them excited before mom and or dad gets home and
walk them around the block.
Yeah. There are simple routines to do, kind of like what we do now with making dinner early so that it's ready to go because kids are crazy with activities.
Yeah. And sometimes you need to fill the time. And I'll figure out what I'll fill out the regular time with later.
Yeah.
We'll do something else. Like if we normally eat at 7, but by golly, today we're going to eat at 4:30. I'll figure out what we're going to do at 7 because I have a couple of hours to think about that. And then as evenings, you've gotten to the point where you get to tell your children goodnight and go to bed yourself and they tuck you in.
Yeah. I don't do bedtimes anymore. There's part of parenting and being a mom where you're like, wait, when was the last night I did that? I don't know. Like, it's just sad. It's just like all of a sudden it's over. Like, I mean, yeah, I go in and tell my kids good night every night, before I go to bed.
But if they're not in their room, like aren't they
I'll just tell them downstairs. Like I go kiss my kid who's on the couch watching TV with dad and say good night. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like it is different, but it's just a new routine.
It is. We're still in the mom's got to come upstairs and fix the covers and do this certain order of things, and then we pray. I don't really sing much anymore.
I know.
Sometimes I do.
Too.
And I know sometimes one of my older one wants me to, which it's really hard at the end of the day when you're tired and exhausted. And it used to be for, I guess, maybe when they're babies, you did it more for yourself than you did it for them. I don't know.
Like I'm going to calm you so that you go to sleep.
Right. I don't know. And yeah. So.
And well, when they're little, they're not like turning on the radio. Or I don't know why I just said radio. Where the hell did that come?
What? Children, let me tell you about this thing called a radio. It's a box.
Oh my God.
Okay. That we all have one in our car. Believe it or not, your car still does have a radio.
Yes.
And it's got special numbers that is like 9.87. Or
no, it would be 98.7.
98.7. Sorry. See, it's been so long
you don't even know radio
station. I know that my contemporary one back in Texas was 106.1 Kiss FM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Radio. Now it's a podcast or Spotify or Pandora. You do Pandora.
Apple. No, we do Apple Music. Yeah. But that was my point. Like kids go to bed, they play their own music. They've got their ASMR going on YouTube, or they've got their,
Wait, what's ASMR?
Oh.
Is this a band? I don't know. Wow.
Oh, okay, hold on. Ready? This is ASMR. It's just noise.
What? We call that white noise.
Yeah.
That's what that. No.
Do you know that there's brown noise as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And actually, Andrew falls asleep to pink noise.
Oh, there you go.
Because we have the white noise app.
ASMR is just when people make sound. So it's like if people make these YouTube videos when they open packages and they crinkle package and they do their nails and they do all these things, and it's just sounds and it's very soothing.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gonna make you watch a video when we're done here.
Apparently. Both of my girls still have white noise machines in their rooms, which I love that they do because it does. I think it helps them. But one of them does now fall asleep listening to something, stories of some sort, which I'm not going to lie, I've done since I was like 10. So I have to have noise in my ear, people talking.
That's insane. I'm like, shut up.
No, yeah.
I hear nothing. That's the only way I can go to sleep.
You want to know what's even crazier? Most of the time I'm listening is to true crime podcasts. And I'm falling asleep to them. And Andrew's like,
and then
that's
when does it stop? And how do you know where you left off?
Well, I put the sleep timer on. You can do that with podcasts. And then how do I...
So you just taught me something. I did not know that there was a sleep timer on podcasts.
There's a timer. And then if I wake up and I realize that it's off, I'll just hit play on my wired headphones. That's how I do it. I have wired headphones.
Isn't that dangerous? You could choke at night.
You would think so, but really you don't. the closest I've ever come is wrapping it up in my body. And I'm like, I can't get. And it's all trying to untangle myself without waking up Andrew at the same time, which never works. But then also too, like, I can kind of just like scroll back real fast and like, and sometimes I'm like, it's stuff that I've already listened to. So I already know what's going on. And most of the time I don't go back and listen. It's the voices and the chipper.
That's crazy.
Because it's the funny ones. It's the funny ones. It's
the funny true crimes. I don't know.
There are a couple of true crime commentators who watch the documentaries or the TV shows. And then
the way they commentate it is funny.
Yes. And so I find that relaxing. So apparently it always includes a gay guy. I don't know why, but that's whatever. Anyways, what else do we have for bedtime routine?
I don't know. I think we end on that.
Okay. That's fine with me. Because again, I hope that from this episode, you have taken away that one, you're not as messed up as we are. Okay.
We're just trying to be yeah. We're just trying to be more authentic and real for y'all.
Yes. And we're not, there is no pretense here.
No.
We're sorry. We're past that point. So you get what you get.
And you don't get upset.
That's
what you tell your kids when you feed them dinner.
Yes, it's true. Do that more often when they're younger.
Yes.
Then you get less opinions later.
Yes, it's true. Do better younger.
Yeah.
Don't do what we do.
No, don't do what we've done. But if you have found this episode encouraging or funny or relatable, please like, share, subscribe on YouTube and Rumble and anywhere that you find your podcasts on the regular. And if you're feeling so generous that you've got a couple of minutes that you could write a 5-star review, that would help us out a ton on Apple, because by using that algorithm, it helps other mamas who are just like you and I, and just like all the others that are worn out Christian women who need more of this realness and less of the pretenses, and just sometimes to have a friend in their ear in the middle of the day when we don't have anyone else to talk to. So let us be that for you guys. And we are so thankful. And until next time, housewives, bye.
Whether we made you laugh or cry today, we pray you feel appreciated, bolder and braver than yesterday, stronger and more faithful for tomorrow, and living in who you were made to be today.
Join our online community on Facebook, link in the show notes, and be sure to review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you enjoy listening. Until next time, housewives, we give you permission to walk confidently, free, and to be intentional in your slippers or stilettos.